Hey guys, it's Monday. Feeling good today, so confident I can crack on with this week of training where I'm not going to be doing anything too crazy, but reintroducing some intensity, getting out on the bike regularly, and getting back in the gym, which I'm doing this morning. Yeah, I felt much better yesterday on my ride after taking 3 days completely off. I mean, on the ride itself, I didn't feel amazing. Like that still tightness in the chest was there, but I think part of that is just freshness from taking the 3 days off. But the main improvement I saw was after I finished my ride, even though I didn't feel amazing on the ride, after I got back and had something to eat and then chilled out for a bit, I felt a lot more normal compared to feeling absolutely wiped out from it. And I wasn't coughing at all in the evening. I mean, I was coughing quite a bit just like as I was going to bed. And I don't know if it's slightly dusty in my room or what, and that's aggravating it. But significantly better in the evening after my ride, which is the main noticeable improvement. And yeah, feeling good today. So cracking on with doing a gym session this morning, and then going to get out for like 2 hours on the bike this afternoon. So it's going to be a good one. Going to be nice and conservative this week. Not crazy volume, not crazy intensity. But I'm going to be doing two intensity sessions. Do a TT tempo session on Wednesday, and then some VO2 max hill repeats on Saturday, I reckon. So yeah. Left knee feels a bit dodgy, has been for the last few days. I think it's because I've just been doing my nerve glides and like no additional strength work. So overusing my it's like if I try and fully extend my knee, sometimes it feels really weird. Like feels absolutely fine on this leg. Doing some proper squats, it feels it definitely warms it up a lot more. Knee feels a lot better for doing that. Right, time for part two. Got my gym session done this morning, and then crack on with a short ride today. Short ride early afternoon. Get out for that, see how that goes. Feeling like my glutes and quads are nice and activated. So see what that feels like on the bike after doing a gym session. Yeah, not too much fatigue. Fatigue hasn't set in, but they're just like quite activated. They know what they're doing. They're on the map. So see how the ride goes. Nice little ride that. Mega windy, but you know what's new in the Peak District. Just getting tossed around like a little ragdoll, you know. But yeah, it's a nice ride. Still nice and dry, nice and clear. A little bit cold, but not too bad really. Heart rate much better under control. Come down a lot since yesterday, and just that like chestiness I was talking about, like significantly better. Like after the ride, it's like there's slight tightness there, but kind of what you'd expect for your normal fluctuations after your ride. Feeling good. Rest day tomorrow, and then be doing 2 days on, 1 day off for the rest of the week. Feels good to be back. Feels good to get out for a ride, you know. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Been like 2.5 weeks since I've done a session, but I'm back on the TT bike for a TT tempo session today. Just finished my warm up, and yeah, feeling all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a submaximal fatigue test. So I'm going to do in the TT position like 3 minutes at 400 watts. I'll answer some questions, plug them into my spreadsheet, and I'll be tracking this over the course of the year. Time to exhaustion, like how much longer I thought I could have kept going at 400 watts, and also just wellness factors. So I'll plug in obviously that I'm just coming back from illness, heart rate a bit high, feeling a bit fresh. Then the bulk of the session, it's going to be 2 by 45 minutes tempo in the TT position. See how that goes. Still just doing it to feel really, and try to be comfortable in the position rather than having like a really key target in mind and thinking I need to stick to that because heart rate's going to be high today. That's just inevitable. Just see how it goes. Yeah, feeling good. Wham. Interesting. Obviously it's my first time doing a submaximal fatigue test like that, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel, and I'm sure over the coming weeks and months I'll get a better grasp of like how to judge how that effort felt, but I don't know, it felt like conservative, like I was pushing a bit hard at the start of a 10 miler sort of thing, but it didn't feel like I'd blow up before the turn. So yeah, time to exhaustion, I'd say probably like 12 minutes. I wouldn't get a full 10 miler done at that pace, I don't think. RPE, to be honest, I felt like probably a 7 or an 8. I sensibly paced TT, like I was just settling into the rhythm, you know. I mean, my legs were starting to get fatigued, but you know, I was also pushing a bit of a lower cadence, like 90 RPM. But yeah, interesting one. I mean, the main thing is just tracking how this feels over the weeks. Get one done like once a week or so, and then see how that's trending, and track my progress. Try and track progress with that metric as well. Spin the legs out for a little bit more, then crack on with the TT tempo. Well, that was a rough one. Yeah, wasn't very good. Heart rate super high, legs super heavy, but I don't know, not too bad in the saddle, you know. Not having to shuffle around too much. I mean, I did two by 40 minutes, 20-minute rest. Both sets I did a little break at halfway just to relieve the pressure, but you know, got to start somewhere. It makes sense struggling after this sort of time off, so yeah, just get back to it. Top up to 3 hours now, just spinning out the legs. At least the base legs feel better after doing a tempo effort, you know. Finish off the rest of this ride and then easy ride tomorrow, rest day after that, so take it nice and steady this week. Hashtag 150 BPM is the new 120. There we go, good stuff. That'll do me. Hop off now. Right, slept 10 hours last night. For the past few weeks, obviously I've been ill, it's not been great, but my sleeping's been actually really good, where I get to bed at like 10, 11 o'clock and I wake up at 8, 9 o'clock and I can feel like a normal person, being awake at normal hours during the day. Waking up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock today. And yeah, throat's feeling a bit sore. And so I'm curious, is my heart rate variability going to be like a middle of the road value? Because I've had like, most of the time it gives a readiness score out of 10. And normally the readiness score is 8, 9 or 10. So essentially like top marks. And then there's been 2 times when the readiness score has been really bad, like a 3 or a 4. I think it was a 4 both times. So I feel fine. I'm going to crack on with I've just got 2 hours zone Tuesday. Maybe get another gym session done as well. My knee's been a bit weird, a bit dodgy for the past few days since my knee actually got bad since taking those 3 days off. That 3 days off really was bad for my knee because I was doing the nerve glides that I talked about for what I suspected was this pinched common peroneal nerve. If I fully lock it out like that, starts feeling a bit painful. Not as bad as it has been. Doing the nerve glides, I've got physio tomorrow, and it feels better once I do some strengthening exercises. So once I did my gym session, that felt better. Once I did my knee rehab exercises, it felt better as well. So I think it's just I overdid it with the nerve glides because I wasn't doing that extra strength work as well. But yeah, like I say, I've got physio tomorrow, and we can try and figure out what the issue is in my left leg, basically, because like I say, I feel like there's some sort of power loss here. But before, when I went into the physio a few weeks ago, I was like pretty sure. I was like, okay, it's this pinched nerve that's come back. But now I'm like, okay, there's an issue with my left leg and I have no fucking clue what it is. Like, I feel like the pinched nerve is unlikely to be the issue anymore. But you know, maybe it is, and I just need to change exercises to start hitting it in the right spot. Maybe the nerve's like pinched in my glute rather than, and you need to do a different exercise to sort that out, because I get really tight glute. Could be glute, could be psoas, could be like weak quad, weak hamstring. It could lower back, weak lower back, pinched nerve in the lower back. I haven't got a clue, man. So yeah, hopefully the physio can do a bunch of tests and try and figure out what's going on there, and then free power, baby, and hopefully sort out this knee. That's not too bad. It wasn't painful on the bike. I was getting some lower back discomfort on the bike, but just like lower back fatigue rather than pain. Doing that TT tempo session yesterday. Just gotta rest my arm. Regardless, it's a nice and easy day today. I'll check my heart rate variability now and see what that looks like. Yep, got a poor HRV score of 5. Yeah, the HRV not too much lower than usual, but the main thing is I've got like a bit of an elevated resting heart rate, and that was kind of the case for like the whole time I had the illness. Where I mean the heart rate variability was better than today. Main sign was the fact I had a more elevated resting heart rate compared to normal. So yeah, like I say, I've just got 2 hours zone 2 on. I'm just gonna do that on the turbo today. Just take that nice and steady, and then. Yeah, I've got a rest day tomorrow, physio as well. So yeah, don't really have to adjust the plan. It doesn't make sense to not do my ride, so yeah, gonna crack on with it anyway. Feel alright. Like I said, just got this soreness in the throat that's back, but might be a new illness, might be. I doubt it's the same thing. I picked up something new. I was hung out with a mate who'd clearly picked up something, but it is what it is. And I was thinking, like, worst case scenario, let's say worst case scenario, I have like a completely collapsed season, like my training's through the floor. Like, it's whatever, like I just have to I'll just focus on something else. I'll just focus on like getting extremely aero on the bike. Like if the power's not coming, like if the power's coming up to like middle of the road of what it was last year, rather than getting to my peak values from last year and then exceeding them, which should be the case with my training. There's no reason that won't still be the case. Like I set new power PBs in the summer. But let's say I just can't stitch the training together with illness, injury, whatever, and so my power's just down on what it was last year. Then I'll just focus on something else, like getting really aero on the bike and learning to like use my power to the best of its ability to get the most out of it and just be an aero boy. That's the worst case scenario. Like that's unlikely to be the case, but even if it is, then yeah, just figure something else out. Nice and steady 2 hours, not pushing it too crazy. Well, not crazy at all. But yeah, generally feeling good. So just hop off, chill out for the rest of the day. Got rest day and physio tomorrow. So yeah, should be absolutely fine. Even though my first session back yesterday wasn't anything special, I was pretty tired afterwards. So maybe that's why I wasn't feeling so great in the morning and the heart rate variability tanked. But yeah, see how I do over the next few days. And yeah, generally think I'm doing all right there. It's happened again. It took much longer than I wanted to get over that previous illness. I had 2 weeks off. Had 2 weeks of subpar training and finally felt like I kicked it. And yeah, 4 days of training and I've definitely picked up something else, something brand new. I got over that previous illness and now I've got something else. So yeah, I mean it's always a risk of that happening. Like what I was thinking with the planning going forward of taking a forced break, ideally before the illness happens. Like, it doesn't mean you're immune to getting illness. Like, it could be the case that you take your forced break and then you get ill a couple of days, a week after that, and then you're like, fuck's sake, I've lost 6 days of training, a week of training. You just have to deal with how it comes. And I know with this, I mean, I've got a rest day today. I've got physio in a couple of hours, so hopefully we can work out what's wrong with my leg. I was thinking, I was feeling pretty rough last night, and I was thinking, hopefully it's not so bad. That sometimes when your illness is so bad, my muscles like really get sore. And if that was the case, then going to the physio would kind of be useless because it wouldn't be very useful diagnostically to figure out what's wrong with my leg. If everything's quite sore, has that baseline soreness. But generally, I think that feels fine. It's just bit of a headache, really sore throat, back to being super phlegmy. But so yeah, I imagine it's going to be. I imagine I won't be training tomorrow either. I mean, I've got a rest day today. Probably not be training tomorrow either. See how I feel on Sunday maybe. It's a new illness, so I'm gonna have to give it some extra time. And my girlfriend's thinking I picked up from her on Monday, so it's not surprising that my session on Wednesday wasn't very good. That was probably just the start of the illness, but I did the session before the heart rate variability had caught up to me. So it's like I had poor heart rate variability yesterday on Thursday,
but I had a good heart rate variability before that TT tempo session on Wednesday. So yeah, for that Wednesday session, I was obviously struggling with something, and then it was only when it got to yesterday where I woke up with the sore throat and the poor HRV. But yeah, like I said, just got a rest day today, so hopefully I'm feeling a bit better tomorrow. But probably need another day off at least. And yeah, just take it as it comes. Yes, there's a lack of training, so it's like, is it gonna? When am I gonna get back to form? But it's like, just do the best you can, and at the end of the day, this lack of training is probably going to be good for this second illness, because I haven't been training much for. My training's been relatively low for the past 2 weeks, past 8 weeks. Like it's lower than norm. Therefore, like my body should be better adapt. I think my body's better adapted to clearing it as soon as sooner rather than later. But yeah, chill out, prepare for physio, and then see if we can figure out what's wrong with my bum leg. See what the physio thinks, and see if we've got some actions we can work on going forward. Some new rehab exercises. Because I haven't. That's the thing. I haven't really got a clue what's going on with it now. Like it's all over my head. So hopefully, my guy knows what's wrong. Took my HRV, relatively low HRV and high resting heart rate, and then it gives me a readiness score of 10. I'm like, huh? What? So I just took it again, and it was a 7. Like yesterday was a 4 or 5, and yesterday was a 5, and today was a 7. But yeah, obviously I'm not right. I know myself. I wasn't right yesterday. I'm not right today. So yeah, chill out. Go to physio. It's becoming the metric of all I talk about. I mean, it's because I have been ill, and it's like correlating how I feel with an actual measurable thing. So it is just like I am reading into the data a lot, but at the end of the day, it's like trying to understand how my body behaves during illness, and then I can like, if my mental state changes, then I can still have this data to rely on, where I'm like, okay, I know what normal is, so I know when I'm deviating from normal. And that's the case where I know that 60 beats per minute resting heart rate is pretty high for me. I mean, I have a relatively high resting heart rate, but it should be close to 50. Like 50 to 55 is more normal. And 60 is high, and then heart rate variability should be like 60, not 55. This is like a score that the app I use gives me. But yeah, have some brekkie now. What's that now? 3 dud weeks in a row of training? Let's go. Yeah, less than ideal. Last week I got kind of disappointed. I was like quite upset that I wasn't able to get back to training, and took longer to get rid of that first illness than I thought. I got ill, and it took 2 weeks to get better from that one, and then at the start of this week I picked up something else, so kind of unlucky. Get over that first illness and then pick up something new. But you know, it happens, and not feeling too down about it. It's just like I just got to address it the best I can going forward. Feeling pretty rough today. I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday completely off the bike. And yeah, probably felt worse this morning, but haven't hardly done anything today. Woke up, did a couple of things, came back, then had a nap for 2.5 hours, and felt significantly better this evening. But obviously haven't been great today, so probably at least take tomorrow off. But maybe I can be back on the bike on Tuesday. Fingers crossed. And yeah, just get back to it. You know. At least I'm mentally very fresh now, ready to get back after it. But yeah, it's not been ideal. Losing this 3 weeks of very crap training, to put it lightly. But you know, we got to work with what we got, and yeah, it's a long season to come. And starting out from this lower set point might not be a bad thing in actuality, and I just keep building from here. It also gives me a chance to work on my left leg. So I had a really productive physio session on Friday, and now I've got a plan of what I need to do to work on still a nerve issue in my left leg. But if I keep getting after that, I'm hoping that I can bring my power balance more into alignment, because my left leg's always been my weaker leg. And now I have like an action plan of what I can do to unrestricting the leg. It's not like my left leg's atrophied compared to my right. I feel like it's just impaired in what it's able to do. So hopefully, if I get on top of this stretching and nerve glide and rehab exercise routine, that left leg's going to be the same as my right leg, and then I'm going to be unstoppable. No one's going to stand a chance, mate.